Hi, this is the Human Operating System time. In this channel, we investigate the what, why, how of ancient Chinese culture, and that including the ancient Wing Chun culture. And I like to keep it just for that, what, why, how. Over here, we don't want to promote violence. We don't want to promote that who is better fighter than who, or which style is better than which style. We investigating the what, why, how of, say, Wing Chun and art. We investigating on the science of it and not get into those fighting, violence, those stuff. Now, in the past few days, I have discussed with a few Wing Chun friends. And what I found out is that many of our Wing Chun friends think that if they just mimic a certain techniques, that is all. Mimic and you're keeping doing it and you'll be good at it. And some of our Wing Chun friends will say, oh, this work, this techniques work, that techniques work. However, when I ask them, what is this techniques good for? What is the pro and con? Then our Wing Chun friends not be able to answer that. Well, so this is an education problem. Mimicking a techniques or claiming the techniques will work or have seen a technique works doesn't mean that one knows the techniques. So usually to learn a techniques, one need to go through learning the techniques and then knowing what the technique is used for or what it is not used for. And then on top of that, one has to be proficient with it. So you go through the basic learning of the motion or the movement, the basic learning of the movement. That's the first thing. The second, need to know the strength and weakness of this techniques and what is this for or what it is not for. And the third is need to be proficient with it. Using it, proficient in using it in the proper way. It's like a screwdriver. It's not just one get a screwdriver, one know it all. No, we need to know that the screwdriver is good for the screw driving, not using as a hammer. And also we need to be proficient on how to use a screwdriver. It's not to use a screwdriver as a cutter and say, well, it works too. It cut wire. You see, I cut wire with screwdriver. That is not the case. And usually, many of our friends miss out of the what is this for and the proficiency of using it. And so they learn something, they say, well, it works for me. I saw it works in my class. Well, there's a disaster. So, let me share with you, using a usual something so-called tan da. Well, we always see that the tan da is this way, right? Now, if we can mimic this tan da and we do it 1,000 times or say 10,000 times, does it mean that we know what is the proper tansa? And we can even apply it. And then it might hit somebody. Then we say, well, this tanda is good. Well, that doesn't mean that one know what it is. Well, the tanda is for the strike who come to us on from low to high. So if you throw a punch at me from lower position to high position, I can use tanda, or from the high position to high position, I can use tanda. So from low to high, I can use tanda, and from the level above my elbow, I can use tanda. Okay, so I can use tanda this way, I can use tanda this way. Okay. Now I'm not going to use this tanda. If somebody strike right away with me, I'm not going to use a tanda like that, because there is using force against force. And if you look at the impulse momentum, the bigger chances is one will not be able to pick up the momentum because the other party already started the attack. Or if other people, if the opponent have a bigger body weight than us, they start the movement already, and the momentum is much greater than us. So one is not going to use tanda like you punch me this way, I'm going to tanda this way. So that is an analogy to this. If it's already coming, okay, if it's already coming, I want to tanda, well, in terms of speed, I already slower than him. Well, if I have a slower speed or slower velocity in terms of momentum is mass multiplied by velocity, is meaning that you're going to crash into something stronger than you. So tanda is not this, it's not go straight like this. Okay? So in other words, that tanda is not like this, because there's a collusion here between me and whatever company. Okay, and he have a bigger momentum, he have much more advantage than me. Okay? So the proper use of tanda is when it comes in, I go sideways, like this. So I go sideways. So he's going out there, his momentum, I go sideways in like this. So that is the proper tanda. So again, the proper way of using tanda is the shot is above my elbow. Okay? It can be horizontal, above my elbow, or up from low up to my head. I can use tanda this way. And then I am not going to tanda here, or forward pressure, whatever, because the momentum of this guy is much bigger and he's faster, and I'm going to collide with him, and he has advantage more than me. So we just go step side and go with the angle. So this is an example on how the technique is for, or what the technique is for, how to do it. Okay, not just mimic movement. So the first is mimic movement. The second is know the strength and the weakness and how to do it properly. Now that's the second thing. You will know this. Say, oh yeah, tanda is at the step side and doing that. Well, that's not good enough. One need to be proficient. Why? Because the real life is this. It's going to be shooting at me really fast. So when things coming like this, I have to be able to go do side step. Okay? See? There's no time for me to side step here and I get hit. So I have to go side step. Well, that is proficient on how to handling this. Now, if I don't have the proficiency, that's why people say your techniques cannot work under pressure. Why? Because when we do just tanda, actually we can mimic the movement, but we really don't know what it is. And even if we know, oh, tanda is this, And I have to sidestep that's still theory. One need to be able to be proficient very fast the entire body. So this is the 3 level of learning. Unless we have this, we really don't know what it is. Of course, now we can argue. When somebody come in, oh, Tanda, oh, because I'm bigger than him, I'm more aggressive than him, I win, I can beat him. But well, wait a minute. Are you sure? Just because of something is working, luckily, one thinking that thing is working? Well, that is not education if one think that way, and there's not science either. Science means one be able to predict that thing. And sometimes if one is proficient with it, one might even run away. Why? If there's Mike Tyson come in and I see the speed and so forth is much faster than me, well, I walk away. No Tanda. So this is the reality. So techniques is just techniques, movement is just movement until one be proficient with it. One really don't have the skill. So this is to share with you, and this is critical stuff. That's why you often heard about me talking about the 6-13-3, the impulse momentum, and lately in the the Wing Chun Inception, talking about heart rate and breathing and so forth. Well, if we don't have those breathing, like in the Wing Chun matrix, how are we going to be proficient? If we don't know about the heart rate situation, condition, and so forth, how is one going to be proficient? If you train, you're going to face your breathing, you're going to face your heart rate rising, and your body energy, so forth. So it has to be scientific this way. And without this type of stuff, one really don't know what it is.